guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor. So, you guys doing a lot of snitching, and y'all went and got my...
Don't let my snitching fool you. I love a good jam. And I'm S-I-N-G-L-E again, outside hanging out the window with my wretched ass friends. Let's go!
Go, Karen.
Let's go!
Karen.
Don't let my snitching fool you.
Get me on the mic. Good morning, guys. Welcome to a part 2. I didn't even know this was going to happen today. Okay. I don't know if y'all saw this, but I missed this. So we just going to recap this today and see why it's important to be transparent, tell the truth, and never afraid to speak your piece. So I came across this video today. Did y'all like my intro? Did you like my intro? That's my new intro, y'all. Part of my new intro. So this is what we're going to do when we talking about the chat.
Guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor. So, you guys doing a lot of snitching.
Don't let my snitching fool you. I love a good jam. And I'm S-I-N-G-L-E again, outside hanging out the window with my wretched ass friends. Let's go!
Go, Karen.
Let's go!
Karen.
Don't let my snitching fool you.
Don't let my snitching fool you. So we're going to watch this together. This was an interview that Tiffany did a while ago, I believe, on the Angela Yee show. Now, I didn't even know that she went on the Angela Yee show. So y'all guys let me know. We're going to watch this together if you haven't seen this. I'm going to send a shout out to Cook County. Cook County is a YouTube page, up and coming YouTube page. Don't know who they are. I don't want y'all to be like, oh my God, she with Cook County. I don't know this man, but I'm going to give him a shout out, and I'm going to put his video at the bottom because he has a lot of videos. And I believe that this person is in the area. I can tell. And I think that was the one that had the driving video. So we're going to watch this. If y'all did not see this, I didn't see it. Welcome, Miss Middleton, president accounted for all the time. I appreciate you and I love you. I'm happy to see you this morning. But I said, listen, I got a little bit of time before I have to go do my seminar. And I've been up since 6 o'clock. So let's get it. Let's watch this 30-minute video real quick and watch Tiffany live so we can remember what we don't want.
Way up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and I have Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard here with us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, thanks for coming up. And the reason they call you the Super Mayor is because you're the mayor of Dalton, Illinois, but you're also the supervisor of the township, right? Which is 190,000 people.
Yes.
And then the mayor of Dalton, which is 23,000 residents. Okay, so explain the difference in both of those positions for people who are listening.
Sure. So if you know anybody that's a mayor, they are over services. So that means like if you got street lights out, sidewalks, pavement of alleys or streets, things of that nature. And if you are somebody that's a township supervisor, you over resources.
Okay.
So you'll pay a light bill, gas bill, water bill. I do mortgage and rental assistance. I even help you bury your loved ones.
Okay.
So that's the difference. And we have a food pantry.
That's crazy that you have both of those positions.
Yes.
Is that a rare thing?
It is. It's only, I think, 2 or 3 that I know of that has dual seats like me, meaning mayor and supervisor. But there's plenty of elected officials that have multiple seats.
Okay. Because I always think of mayor as like such a full-time job that kind of occupies all of your time.
And it does, but it's considered part-time in my community.
Okay.
So I'm able to do other things too.
All right. And you have been in the news a lot. So that's why I'm glad that you're up here today to clear up some things.
Yes, I'm here to lay the mess to rest.
Because the way they make it seem like you Cookie from, but that's the way they make it seem like you're walking around.
She is Cookie. Oh my God. She compared her to Cookie. Oh Lord.
Around, you got all the security, dressed off fly. And so I know part of your position is that you are able to have security detail with you. And most mayors do.
Yes.
I know our mayor definitely does. And I've been around to see other people have security.
Yes. It comes with the seat.
But I also see that I was able to get some of these messages because you do get voicemails, but also emails of people that have been threatening you.
That's correct.
Some of them are. Do you mind if I read?
Sure, you can share.
Because I know this could be triggering. I don't know how you feel about this, but okay, you're a effing crook, you ugly bee. You will be in prison soon, so get that nasty, greasy black vagina ready for Shaniqua. The inmates will love to have orgies with the racist, crooked mayor. All right, to move on to some more. Hey, grifter, maybe learn to effing speak English sometime. Your grammar is atrocious, but I guess that's what can be expected from a mayor who looks like you do. I mean, these aren't even the worst ones, by the way. I just want to say there's a lot more in here.
Yo, and she don't even flinch. That's why I expected more from Cassandra. I'm be honest, and other people. If you see how people was coming at Henyard, I mean, I had to give it to her. She ain't even. She like, shit. You gotta have some tough ass skin if you doing all them crimes.
Somebody called you a despicable, savage, monkey, N-word B, and told you better watch your back. And
now, I will say this: I do think white supremacists took the time to come into this and add heighten, because some of these things that they were saying was very derogatory towards a black person. So I don't think another black person will be this derogatory. So we do got to take in consideration that they were opportunists that took this to just, because all of that black monkey stuff. I know Dalton politics was heavy on her, but I never heard nobody call her derogatory racial names. So I just wanted to clear that up, because those may not be the Dalton residents that's saying that.
Then I did hear some of the voicemails. One just says, F all you goddamn N-words. And you are the first black woman to be in this position.
Yes, in both positions.
In both positions, and the youngest.
And the youngest, yes.
So did this start happening once the news was reporting on what, and we're going to get into what the news has been reporting, but did this start happening before the news reported on you or after?
This happened when the news started reporting on me. Now, we got some emails or some things here and there, but it wasn't this bad. It got worse once the news got involved, because they got a national platform.
Right.
So people tend to believe what they see on the news, and they just report things. Anybody can go do an interview with them with no fact checking. Anybody can say anything, and then now that's considered defamation of character. And then now you have to go clean it all up.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I wasn't really heavy on interviewing, because there'd be a lot of he said, she said, and people ain't heavy to interview with me because they knew I was gonna dig in. Like, bring the fucking proof, because I, as y'all know, I talked about these YouTube streets and what I watched with Tasha K and Cardi B in the defamation lawsuit, and there was so many defamation lawsuits following through. Some things can be taken out of context. But you do got to highlight that she was receiving hate mail before it got international. And like she said, it got out of control afterwards. So they were just reporting on what was happening personally.
Because now people can put you out there in the bad light, and people tend to believe what they see on the news. And that's why I believe what Trump say when it comes to fake news. Fake news is true, because I'm living it. I'm going through it right now.
She thought she was going to ride that Trump train. I told y'all, she thought she was trying to ride the Trump train.
I believe Trump also said if you say something enough times, people will believe it, whether or not it's true.
I believe that.
And he definitely does that. But you did win 82% of the vote when you ran for office.
Landslide, yep.
And a landslide victory. So how in your town of Dalton do people feel about you now with everything that's going on? Because I would assume that matters the most.
It does. So that's what I do. I still on the ground, boots on the ground. I never stop talking to my residents. I constantly have conversation with the mayor. I also have a lot of outreach things going on where community is involved and community is engaged. A lot of people tell me how they feel, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. And I take it and I either go fix what they're telling me that I need to fix or work on, or you got people that's all the way, Team Tiffany. No matter what, hashtag I stand with Tiff. All of my saying that. So I love that, because my base is my base. Just like everybody out in the world have a base. No matter what people say, people support them.
And you're from Dalton, Illinois, born and raised there. Tell me something about the town, because I've never been there. I know it's outside of Chicago, but tell me, if you had to describe where you're from, what it's like.
Sure. So back in the day, it was a small suburb that everybody wanted to go to, because we had every single restaurant you could name was on Sibley. And now it just turned into an area where it needed a little love. because it was always ran and it was always corrupt. And that's why people don't know how to come out of the corruption.
It was always ran, and whatever that means, and it was always corrupt. Thank you for telling the truth. And that's how you learn how to do the dirt you do, girl.
For our village, I'm fighting against corruption now, and that's why I'm being slandered in the media, because people want to have their way with me, and they cannot and will not.
Wait, don't she sound like what we showed y'all last night with Christopher Clark talking about we weaning out corruption? And they're twins. They're twins. And she wished she had a gavel in the seat like Christopher Clark to have her meetings at. Yeah.
So my town is still comprised of majority Black. In the past, it was majority white. When we moved there, I had friends like Heather and Susan. And also, when we moved there, we had green carpet, flower wallpaper, because it was majority white. So it just transitioned.
I didn't know that
over
was
time.
a definition of white. Green carpet and floral wallpaper. Okay.
Yeah, that was just like an older definition of white, but it was just an older crowd.
Like, what the hell is that? The definition of white? That's back in the day, though. The floral, wallpaper and the green carpet, definitely 70s. She said that's not the definition of white, right?
It was just an older crowd, and it was more lax. And what I mean by lax, meaning you go there when you're like retiring. It's more how Dalton was. That was that type of suburb, but it is not now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you feel like you need, that you've been bringing to the city? Like you said, you've been doing a lot of different initiatives, boots on the ground. So what are some things that are necessary in Dalton?
So right now, again, we got to put love back in it and get a hold of our youth. That's what's missing. Right now, people don't raise the community. And we need the village to be raising our kids again. That's how it was, like I said, when I came in town. Your neighbors will watch you, get you off the bus. You will eat dinner with them till your parents come home. Things like that. That's missing. And that's all I'm trying to do, is bring those roots back to my community, which I love, because I wouldn't be in this if I didn't love it. You got to love where you come from. And
I'm be honest, she loved it. She fought to the end. Y'all gonna have to give Tiffany. She loved it. She loved Dalton. She fought to the end, and there's nothing you could do about it. But I don't agree with this shucking and jiving. And this is what I say. Like she said, she got her base, people who were just going to believe what she say no matter what. That's ridiculousness, because she talked about the youth and bridging the gap or whatever. And guess what happened? Nothingness. What can y'all tell me what happened with the youth? Was the youth supplied with more programs? Did Kamal Woods really do something? I do have a list of some of the activities that the youth program did, but it really doesn't make any sense. It doesn't give detail. Oh, don't worry. We still freedom of information and out the ass. Okay? Nigga free. Y'all gonna love that. Go check my shorts out. That is literally my theme music. I probably snitch, but I'm still with it. Let's go. I'm sorry. I'm playing this morning.
you got to start at home before you start outreaching to other communities and trying to build them.
So when do you, okay, so we talked about the news and when they started attacking you, but all right, I want to talk about some of these stories that we see in the news, and I want you to be able to speak to them so that people can know, because I've even seen these stories, here in New York. So, all right, so let's talk about it. There was a person who said that he didn't contribute to your campaign, and therefore he was not able to get his license for his business. His business has not been able to operate. So it was basically equivalent to extortion from what he was saying, and that other businesses haven't been able to get their licenses because they didn't contribute to the campaign.
So that's a false statement. And that's what I mean about the news not doing any research. They just let people get on the news and talk. And I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to go further into your question. Malcolm X once said, the media has the power to make a guilty person look innocent and an innocent person look guilty. That's their power. So that's why I'm sitting here telling my story today, because that's exactly what they're doing to me. So with that being said, they put people like that in front of the cameras, went and didn't do no fact checking. If people want to know the truth, I'm going to do it on my podcast, Tiffany Henyard on the Move.
On Spotify, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell.
Wish I had the boo noise. Boo, boo.
And show the facts and the proof of whatever a business owner did not do as relates to their business. If they're not up to code, if they had a ton of shootings at their establishments, which a lot of them had these type of issues.
She's talking about Pablo's and talking about the other place. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. I'm a little disappointed in Angela Yee. Just like Roland Martin, just like the lady Cleopatra. They didn't do their research. The shit she's trying to say right now is literally in the lawsuits that we read you. That's not the truth. Well, the sequence of events in the lawsuits with Pablo's, with the barbershop guy, with how many other businesses, with Yvette Towing. Can we keep going? I'm a little disappointed in the Angela Yee, because they expect us to do our due diligence, but the big people ain't doing their due diligence, because that's right there. All them damn lawsuits. She should have said that. Should we cancel Angela Lee? I'm just playing. Y'all was ready to cancel Cleopatra, like, cancel her. Angela Lee need to get it together. She let too much stuff get by.
But no one put that out there. But I am now. And I'm not the one to never like try to drag or talk about a business, because you should handle it behind closed doors, meaning your business, before people put it in the spotlight and now you're being attacked.
Right.
Okay, I just want to add something, y'all, and I'll let y'all watch this full video too on the other guy page. Wait, she did that to the Fresh Farm. Didn't she do a little whatever podcast showing what was going on with the Fresh Farm? That it was, leaky, the ceilings. Remember she did that? But then she said she's not going to come take it to the streets of what is going on and not put people's business out there. But then that was contrived to make it seem like that Fresh Farm was debilitated, molded, and things like that, when she was literally in the development stages, the building stages, and Henyard was holding her license and okay to get things done, because there's steps there. Okay, like for instance, if you're building something, sometimes you need a permit, and they wasn't issuing this place permit. I just want to fill people in, because we got to stop letting things get by as well, because this is shucking and jiving. But she's not the only one that gives half truths in their statements.
Okay, so you're saying that this person's business was rightfully not able to get his license until he cleared up whatever it is that he needs to clear up.
Correct. We have documentation of all of that, and I can give it to you too, and that way you can follow up and show the world.
Yeah, you're right, because we all got to do our research. Now, you were on with Roland Martin, and that interview aired yesterday, and he was talking about your nonprofit. You have a charity. Well, you said you don't have a charity, but there's a charity. It has your name on it, right? It's what is it? Tiffany Henyard Cares.
Tiffany Henyard Cares. Yes.
Tiffany Henyard Cares. And so he says, it looked like it was your charity. There was video of you promoting this charity, but you're saying it's not yours. Somebody's using your name.
That's correct.
Okay.
So just to clear it up, when I say it's not my charity, I'm not a board member on the charity. I can tell you what they do with their day-to-day. What I'm responsible for is my mayorship and my supervisor position. And it's amazing how people are pinpoint on a charity when there's so much stuff going on with me as relates to the two areas that I actually do govern. I do support the individuals that has the charity. I am always an advocate for cancer, because my mom had cancer. I feel they are good wielded people as it relates to what they was trying to do or trying to accomplish. And I think people make mistakes. People didn't file paperwork and they blew it up into a story like everybody else don't file paperwork. I'll give you a prime example. If you have an LLC or something like that and you don't file and you go check, and I'll check and see if you registered, and they go say not in good standing.
Right.
Until you pay the $75 or $150, whatever it is, then it puts you in good standing. It's the same concept. It's just that people are missing the point of it. And I get that people really, really meant to help people. Now,
let's stop. If I was Angela Yee, because I do my research, I would have been like, wait, first and foremost, this is remarkably familiar. We was watching you as a trustee, and this was something that you've been pushing for, this cancer organization and giving back to cancer. She's been doing this. A lot of things that she tried to push forward in her mayorship was things that she was talking about when she was a trustee. So from all that time, you and your friends didn't know that you have to set things up properly. This was way before mayorship. So she's saying it's just an LLC issue, but we already know it is a reporting of funds issue. She didn't report the funds, and also it was allegedly a laundering of money from the town of Dalton to the funds. You see what I'm saying? That's why people won't come on this show, because I'll be like, wait, can I ask you a question? I remember. Somebody snitching.
hurt people.
Right. Running a nonprofit, we know a lot of times there are always issues with that, but they need to be able to account like where the money was going. But like you said, that's not your nonprofit. That is somebody else's, but your name is not on that. They just use your name, I guess, as a way to garner attention.
Correct. Just what's your referral? Way up.
Yeah.
So somebody go use that today.
Yeah.
Does that mean you got anything to do with
Angela Yee nonprofit, I would be like, hold on, that's like I would not want that. But Way Up, anybody could use that. But if it was like my personal name on it, I probably would not. I would not want somebody unless I was involved in it and they came to me, because you would feel like that's my name. Yeah. Because you do know if something goes wrong, that's your name.
And I agree.
And
and it's a learning curve. And that's what I try to tell people. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. So when you find out mistakes or things happen, you go and you try to fix it.
So she just snitched on herself. See how she said she had nothing to do with it? And I pay attention too much. Did she go back and say, it's a learning curve, you know? When I make a mistake, go back and fix it. FBI, she just told on herself.
But people got to be giving you.
Hold up, but wait, this was the same time that the Roland Martin interview came out. And I think this is why a lot of us didn't see it, because they may have suppressed this a little bit because they saw what was happening in the Roland Martin interview. Because I'm like, why? I haven't seen this thing. And some of the Levi family, you haven't seen it either. It was probably suppressed because of what happened with Roland Martin interview.
You the chance to fix it and not just beat you up so much.
Right. It's just that a lot of these things are in the headlines. That's why I'm asking, because I want you to discuss it head on firsthand. All right. Then there was a situation where it was a city council meeting and people said they were not allowed to come up and voice their opinions in this meeting. They were blocked downstairs from being able to ask questions.
Well, that's not true as it relates to being blocked. If somebody was blocked or felt they was blocked, they can always reach out to us because our meetings are like 4 or 5 hours long. So I don't know who's blocked in my village.
You know who blocked? I wish I was there, y'all. Let's talk about it. You know who was blocked that filed the lawsuit? And I think it was around the time, it was 2 times. One, Wiedemann, the time when Wiedemann was going, and then they was trying to do all that crazy stuff. We saw the lawsuit. And then also the time where the residents actually complained against him. I'm going against the Fair Meetings Act. We read that whole long thing. A lot of the residents had wrote letters, about 4 of them, and they actually found Henyard not criminally guilty, but found them liable of basically locking people out of the meeting, told them not to do it again, And I don't know if they got a fine, but here she go. Plausible deniability, just a whole damn liar. You see why I don't like liars and people who tell half-ass truth? I'll be right there like, Come on, Angela Yee. I'm your assistant today. We're gonna fix this shit.
Okay.
Coming to comment, you can go pull our board meetings up and you can see that everybody's allowed to speak because it's before we start our board meeting.
Okay.
Public comment.
All right, good. And I trust me, as a media person, I know that sometimes things are inaccurate. And I know that when there's a story being painted of somebody, you do have to go to the source and do some research.
Yeah.
Which I don't like clickbait. So I always encourage people to make sure you read the full story before you do that. All right. The next thing people did talk about was finances, right? And they said, oh, she's traveling first class, staying at the Four Seasons, blowing this money. And that money now, the company, the town used to be have a surplus of money, but now there's a deficit. But then I also see on the paperwork that I have from your team that you guys have gotten the largest in the history of the city with $15 million in grants from people. And despite the adversity and the resilience, your commitment is undeniable. And you have all these initiatives that you.
Oh, I had to put the Haitian face on. Y'all see that? That's a whole damn lie. First, it wasn't 15 million. Y'all already know it was $5 million grant. And obviously, they did not follow the criteria to get that $5 million grant. I believe this is in regards to Thornton Township. We dig down in that. And she didn't do what she has to do. So 15 million in grants? The fuck? Well, I got my paperwork. I got it from your team. Girl, you should have cross-referenced. It's a damn lie.
You've done.
That's
so
true.
Let's talk about the disparity between those two stories.
Okay. So one thing about me is I won't stop. I don't sleep. I'm going to keep going. While they talking about me, I'm still working. So when I'm still working, I still manage to get money to come to our communities. We was awarded $15 million. I had the largest in the history for Thornton Township, and then the largest in the history for the village of Dalton. So more than any mayor, more than any supervisor throughout all the controversy. So if a person was that bad, people want to keep on supporting them because no matter what, this is all about helping the people. And that's where I think we're losing focus when they do the stories. They don't talk about what I've done, what I've accomplished, nothing positive. And I say, hey guys, how can a person be so bad and then do not one good thing in any story they write about me? Every story they write is negative. And I don't know nobody that can just deal with all negative stuff all day long with none positive in their brain. I just can't get with it. And that's why you see me just constantly push through it, because I told them before, we're going to go through it, but we got to grow through it at the same time. And that's kind of what I've been doing. And I'm just glad that you was able to mention some of the things that we actually created. Can I go a little further with it?
Please.
Okay.
So this is your platform now.
So we did a, and I'm sorry, I'm a little hoarse. We built a outdoor skating rink.
Yelling at Kamal.
And roller rink. Ice skating and roller rink. So in the summer they can roller skate. We had the JB skaters out there, and in the winter they can ice skate. What I love about that concept is now we're giving people the opportunity to go to the Olympics, be who they want to be, to practice in our own backyards in the black and brown communities. We normally have to go to a different community in order to engage or.
Wait, so she built that ice skating rink so the kids adults could go to the Olympics? First and foremost, you already know that wasn't approved. The way she did it was totally cheap and trifling, but spent too much. Do you know she got the ice from Amazon? And that shit looked tore up. It looked ghetto. It looked like, you remember the Black Wizard of Oz when they were going through the tunnel and everything, all that graffiti and everything? That's what the hell the skating ring or ice skating thing looks like. And it's not even that big. It's literally a waste of funding. So that was her goal. That was not that smart. You don't put a piece of equipment and be like, they're gonna be stars when you don't even have programs to support the kids. You was gonna get an ice skating specialist out there. This broad just talking. She's just talking.
Get practice or have swimming lessons, things like that. Right. My job is to create things for our community so that they can grow into what they want to be. Another thing that I do love about what I've done is now the youth are following Tiffany Henyard. The youth know who a mayor is. The youth know who's a supervisor. They did not know that before. No one could point out, oh, that's the mayor of Dalton. Oh, she does this. Oh, she came to our school and spoke to us during Black History Month. Right. Oh, she helped us with mental health. We do a mental health tour. That's something really big that's going on nationwide, but no one's really talking about it on bigger platforms. Yeah, they go.
Y'all know I talk about mental health here. And y'all saw what we were talking about this morning. She literally caused people to lose their mental health stability. Literally. In so many things she had her hands in, or things that she could have fixed, and she didn't. This is all chucking and jiving.
Go get the celebrities here and there, and people might give a little something about it, but it's happening everywhere. So when we went in there in the schools and we did the mental health tours, we was able to help kids and parents identify that they needed help and give them help. That's what I do. But they don't tell the heart of Tiffany Henyard. They want to tell the smoke and mirrors and the clickbait. No matter what people do, if they write about me, I'm golden. I get it. I get why everybody doing it. They make money off of clicks. And I didn't know that. I'm learning social media a little further, but I didn't know that that's how big it has gotten.
How is this how are you handling this, since we just talked about mental health and you discussed how important that is? But for you being in the position that you're in, and like you said, this is the first time a Black woman has had this position, the youngest person in this position. You're still trying to do your day-to-day job, but yet there's a lot of articles that are disparaging towards you. How do you deal with that? How do you cope with that?
So basically, I have tunnel vision to the mess. I just keep going, ignore it. It's almost like a horse in a race. And they have the blinders on so they can't look left and right. That's Tiffany Henyard. I just focus on my goal. My goal is to make sure I uplift the village of Dalton and the other 16 municipalities that I'm over. I'm over 190,000 people. I have to make sure I plant the seed now so that the kids can follow. I have to set the tone as relates to the footprint so they can walk in my footprints and they know what to do. And I want them to see what controversy looks like, adversity looks like, and how I'm going to come out of it in the end and show them that no matter what you do, Never, never, ever give up, because you're gonna always have somebody that don't like you, upset with a decision you made. But the point is, you made a decision. That's life. You have to make decisions, and you have to give your testimony, and that's what the test is right now. This is my test. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna be able to tell you my testimony a year later, 2 years later. It's just like the giants before us. You got Martin Luther King. He had a dream, but I am the dream. And this is what I'm trying to show America, that you gotta have hope and you have to prevail no matter what people say about it.
Y'all, this is the epitome of having to humble yourself and eating your words, because we at the end, and about on May 5th, this chick is out of there. How she gonna prevail? Basically, she did all this allegedly money laundering, spending money wrong, calling people dumb in the meetings, being disrespectful, just to show the youth to kind of come out of adversity. This is what she said. That's what she said. Because you didn't show them how to persevere righteously. You didn't show them how to work together collectively as a team. This is my vision, my vision, my vision. Yeah, y'all, this was a setup so she could teach the youth what not to do or how to persevere. Don't, y'all, you see the perseverance? She lost. Evil will always lose, no matter how dressed up and pretty it looks with all that makeup.
It's interesting because even though a lot of the attention that they're giving you in the media is negative, it is bringing a lot of attention to your township, and also for a lot of people to say, oh, that's the mayor.
Yes.
You know, a young Black woman is the mayor of and also the supervisor of the township. So that is something that hopefully is going to be on the flip side of this, something positive. When did you know you wanted to run for mayor?
Well, after dealing and fighting with corruption and people that was in the seat prior to me, I fought against it. And the people believed enough in me that they came out by 82% and voted for the first female. And people got it all twisted when they say, oh, you just voted because she's Black or because she's a woman. No, that's not true. I've always been boots on the ground. I've always helped people. That's what people not telling.
I feel like that's the opposite. Usually people won't vote for you because you Black or a woman. So you know, so I don't see how that is. But the other importance is for people to be able to see you, right?
And both ways. She used it both ways. How they go after her because she Black and she a woman, and then they voted for her because of that. She just say whatever she wants to damn say.
Be like, I could one day also be a mayor.
Yes.
And see that. So
I had someone come to my board meeting and he brought his daughter. He wanted to show her that women are leading now, which we are. We are in politics. We are at the front and not in the back. And that's what I appreciate about residents that see through the smoke. They still appreciate me and they still want me to be a mentor to their daughters. And I love it.
Now, there's also a federal investigation that's being called for. So where are you with that? And did you know about it like ahead of time? Because I know previously I've seen you say, I don't know anything about being investigated.
So basically, there are no subpoenas at my office. And also, we don't know anything as it relates to what people are just alleging or saying. But we don't have any subpoenas. And from our understanding, there's no other, what do they call it, law enforcement that we know of have any investigations.
Before that, you know, she was served, allegedly. I didn't see no papers, see no evil, hear no evil. This is how far people will let it go. Let the bad shit go on. Like, ain't nothing happening. We not caught. We gonna ride this till the wheels fall off until you get that damn indictment that's coming, okay? Yeah, it's coming, baby girl. I'm so sorry for you.
Okay, so this is something that's a news story, but it hasn't hit you, or if it's true or not. If it is true, you don't know anything about it. You haven't been subpoenaed or nothing.
Correct.
I also see in Illinois, they're trying to keep Trump off the ballot, right? I want to know what your thoughts about Donald Trump running for office again.
Oh, wow. I don't have a leg in that race. So
I mean,
I didn't know.
I just want to know what you think.
I didn't know anything about that. I don't know anything about.
You think he should be able to run? He should be eligible to run for president? Or do you think with all of the legal issues he has and things that he's been found guilty of and convicted of, that shouldn't even be something that should be allowed?
Well, this is America. Everybody have the freedom to do what they want. Look at what I'm going through. I can only speak to me. Everybody got freedom of speech, right? Look at people just say whatever. So
she asked you directly after all the charges, should he be able to run? Chicken, you ain't gonna answer that because you know you about to get charged.
But I just think like somebody who's been convicted of so many things, there's so many jobs you can't have. You know what I mean? I don't think president, that shouldn't be a job that somebody should be able to even run for, especially with the things that he's been convicted of. I find it to be wild.
Yep.
But I only asked you that because in Illinois, I know that's been a hot topic also just recently.
Yeah, well, I have time to indulge in anything else right now. I've been focused on myself and
How distracting is all of this for you as you're trying to get your job done too at the same time?
It just show you that God got his hands on me because he won't give you more than what you can bear. It's just to make me wiser, make me stronger, because you learn through controversy. You learn what to do, what not to do, and I feel that's what's going on right now. So.
And you grew up there. Are there people that you're surprised, like, damn, we grew up together, or I know you?
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of those because you be shocked off of gossip. People really tend to believe gossip, and that's sad because that's a true statement of lack of knowledge. Our people will perish. That's true. And that's kind of what's happening. So that's why you see me going out, telling my story, giving them facts. And I tell them never judge a person. And you shouldn't judge. But if you are to judge, at least get both sides. Because right now it's only a one-sided narrative, which is a negative narrative of Tiffany Henyard.
Is that why you decided to do your podcast so you could fight all of these allegations, but also for people to get to know you?
Yes, it's basically to give them another perspective because right now the news won't allow me to give my side. We've reached out to several people and no one has wanted to even interview me.
You a damn lie. You ain't reach out to nobody. First and foremost, she just get me. I'm sorry, let's just play because she really get me feeling some type of way.
Normally people want to interview the
would
big
feel
fish,
crazy.
right?
I would think that if somebody's writing a story about you, they would love to. They would, or even reach out to you for comment. Like,
yeah, they reach out for comment, some of them, but they don't always put them out.
Okay.
And PR team, they give comment, and sometimes they cut half of the comment off of things that we're trying to put out, and they put what portion they want the public to know, and that's why that Michael Mack statement is really true. Like they are gearing and shifting people to what they want them to believe or want them to know.
Let me say this. I'm gonna say this. The reason why I just got frustrated is because y'all got to know me. I'm a very unbiased person. If y'all listen to some of my broadcasts in the beginning, I was really trying to, I mean, through the whole time, just trying to figure out what's going on and getting the facts. And everything that I pull up from legal documents, from looking at the spending, watching her behavior, everything she did made it hard for someone like me to even give her the benefit of the doubt. Y'all see, I be giving people the benefit of the doubt. She hasn't did anything in the last 4 years for someone like me to give her the benefit of the doubt. Only reason why I give, like I said, I'm gonna bring this up, Cassandra, the benefit of the doubt, because I never seen her do something corrupted like this, like the things Henyard did. So you can't gun for when people don't do actions. Does that make sense? That's why I was like, man, if she talking, I'm not really gonna let that embed in me. But Henyard talked, walked it, allegedly laundered it. I saw the papers, saw the cases. No one was lying. No one was making the things up. That's why I have said, God, if I find out what's going on and Henyard not lying, I'm telling the truth. But every single damn time Henyard was lying. I couldn't even give her a So that is BS, because I know definitely is a lot of few of us that's not biased, but a lot of us that went on a hate train on YouTube. But I'm going to say this. I tried to give this Black woman the benefit of the doubt. And every time she fucked us over, and I say us as residents, the lies, the disrespect, the ego trips. Oh my God, I'm getting post-traumatic stress. Like you said, I'm not even near. She gave us, you, me, a headache and post-traumatic stress. I don't know what world she living in, but I'm gonna correct this. Angela Yee did much better by trying to hit the hard topics and bring in some of the stuff. I'm gonna have to give Angela Yee her props.
You run for office again?
I am. I definitely am going to run again for both my seats. So that's why they're doing a smear campaign, because they cannot beat me. They cannot and will not beat me. So I just want them to know, bring it. But they bring it a different way because they can't beat me. I do have the hearts of the people. People do believe in me. I am a big influencer. And that's why you see all the smoke in the mirrors, because they want to stop what my voice is and make them say, don't believe her because she this, and that, with no truth, no facts.
All right, now explain this one to me too. Now, I also saw another article about your salary was being called into question, and then also something that you put forth that the next person that is in office, if it's not you, would be getting $25,000, which is a lower salary than what you're getting now. So talk to me about that and what that story, like, where did that come from?
Okay. So for my salary, a lot of people don't tell the truth. So I'm going to set the record straight. My salary was already there. It was from my predecessor. He had that salary, and all I did when I got sworn in, I took over whatever salary he had. So no one said nothing 30 years ago. He had it for 30 years, right?
Okay.
No one ever questioned.
And I'm going to say that. That's why motherfuckers be mad at Grace, because nobody said nothing. When my man was living his best life on the budget of the people, I threw that in there, but that get me less views, but I don't give a damn, because his salary, he had extra money spending allowance, and his car was paid for separately. People were complaining about that in a news article that I read. So that is the truth, and that goes with the line of talking where I'm saying the corruption has been deeply embedded in the South Side, and they've been teaching this, but they just didn't want a black woman. It is true, not your black ass. We can never get away with nothing. I just get him. We cannot do it and get in trouble. What you thought was gonna happen? You was gonna come and follow behind that white man and do what he did? I'm not saying he was stealing money, but I will say, and this is a repeat of what Miss Wiedemann said, that she felt the way against Tiffany because her disregard against the old supervisor. I'll be mixing his name. After the old supervisor was literally mentoring her. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't want to say other people's name because I'll be mixing it up. So he was mentoring her some way, somehow, and Miss Wiedemann, she admitted to that. So it's true. Y'all got blinders on. I love you, Dalton and Thornton, when the person is either white or someone you like. I said what I said. Don't do it again.
That he make too much money. But today, when a woman take over, a young black woman, it's a problem. Why is that? Why all the noise over what someone make? As long as they doing the work and they qualify for the seat, why do you have a problem with what they make? We all choose our career paths. It come with different amounts. So mine came with that stipend, and then the other amount was $50,000 from my mayorship. So I got two different positions.
Right, because the way they make it seem like you make 200 and
it's 224 for supervisor, and it's 50 for mayor. But it's two different seats. But I didn't make
224 just for supervisor. Y'all knew that? God, is Napoleon getting that? Ooh, that nigga gonna be a millionaire. That's a lot of income for a part-time job. I want to be a supervisor. I put my hand in the back of my head and raise it. Ha! That is a lot of money. Teachers don't even get paid that. Important people in our society don't get paid that. This is fucked. That's fucked.
Make the salary up.
Right, it was already there.
So I just want to clear that up because people think that I came in and made up a number. I did not. Now, as it relates to ordinance, I said this too on his show. It's an ordinance that was already on the books that no matter who would have ran against him, the salary would have went to $50,000, no matter what.
Okay.
But no one researched it. Again, they just ran a story and they put an ordinance up because everybody was complaining that I make too much money. Okay, cool. We went, pulled the ordinance, because that's how I found out about it. Pulled the ordinance, and then we just cut it in half. We went from $50,000 to $25,000. They making it seem that we went from $224,000 to $25,000. That's not true. We went from $50,000 to $25,000. That's it. And then that's something else I'll give you. I'll give you the document.
That's the only thing she told the truth about here.
So you can put it on your screen to show the public. Because again, the media is misleading the people. And that's what I have a problem with.
This feels like a documentary or something.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's coming.
Oh, it is coming.
Yeah.
And nobody's gonna watch your documentary, girl. We watching what is it? Is it CBS? Oh, y'all know I'll be messing up names. But who did that documentary on her? Miss Regina, we waiting for your part 2. That's the only thing we'll watch. We not supporting you, girl. You're going down.
I feel like just from me hearing you talk about doing the podcast, and then now all these things that I haven't seen necessarily happen. And I want to say, like, I know Hill Harper is running for office in Michigan, right, for Senate, but he's been going through a lot. Really? He said he was very shocked at happening, in politics. Like you hear about it all the time, but until you experience it, you don't know what it's like.
That's true.
You could have never anticipated any of these things happening, I'm sure.
No, but I knew that politics had a lot of corruption in it. But that's the issue. When you don't play their game, because it is the boys' clubs, no matter what people say, this is what happens. They do smear campaigns on you. They try to put doubt in the people that support you, minds of your character. It's character assassination. It's defamation of character. It's all of the above. That is true.
And I'm gonna say that's true, but it ain't true for her. Because everything is game. That's exactly what I was saying earlier. You everything under the sun. You a liar. That's why I'll be skeptical of sharing people's stuff. This guy got 6 views, but I'm looking at his other video. We're gonna put his content at the bottom. But it looks like he may have support for this person and not support for this person. And then I'm back here trying to be Grace, trying to do my thing and don't give a damn. I feel like I can't share his video because it's gonna put me back in the wrong graces of certain people, but I don't give a fuck. Y'all see, I'm gonna share it anyway. But that is true. That is true. That's why we do stay spiritually blinded, because people are trying to control the narrative. But in your case, your ass needed to be exposed because you were cocky, arrogant, and you really just thought that you was just gonna get away with it. You couldn't even humble yourself. At least the other supervisor was quiet and chilling about that shit and professional. That's probably why I went under the rug for so much. But then you can't bring your black girl magic and riding in Tahoes, increasing the police, not their salary, but y'all know what overtime is? That's like double their pay. Instead of getting police officers to fill full-time positions, they would have saved Dolton hundreds of thousands of dollars just by hiring new officers. So the shit that she talking, y'all know I don't support it, but y'all know I'm gonna say it. She telling the truth, and that's the second point when she told the truth, because they will put you under a motherfucking rock if you don't agree with them.
So that's why I always try to go talk to the kids, because I want to encourage them to still believe in public service, no matter what it is. Believe in that, because they might want to run for office. Everybody don't have the credentials or have the money to go to school to be a doctor, a lawyer, anything like that. They can actually still help the public by being a public service. But they can start small.
Right.
Park district, library board, school board.
Wait, did she fucking just say everybody can't afford to go to college or get a degree, but you can get into politics? Is that what the hell she just said? Oh, America politics is fucked up. Don't tell me she just said that. You can't afford to go to college. You can't afford to get a degree in education, but you could get up into politics, which is supposed to be specialized, which is for the people. You're supposed to be very well-rounded in different subjects. Obviously, she's telling the truth. That's the third truth. That's why we got Trump as the president. You really don't need education to make it around here. You just need to be around people who like you. That's it.
And then work their way up to a municipal seat or a city seat. But just know that if you got the seat, the scrutiny come with it. She still help the public. Character, it's character assassination, it's defamation of character. It's all above. That is true. So that's why I always try to go talk to the kids, because I want to encourage them to still believe in public service. No matter what it is, believe in that, because they might want to run for office. Everybody don't have the credentials or have the money to go to school to be a doctor, a lawyer, anything like that. They can actually still help the public by being a public service. But they can start small. Right. Park district, library board, school board, and then work their way up to a municipal seat or a city seat. But just know that if you got the seat, the scrutiny come with it. It's new levels, new devils. That's what's happening right now.
And you have a daughter, right?
I do, 4-year-old.
And what do you tell her about what's going on? I know she's really young to really understand all of it, but are there times that you have to explain things like?
Yeah, well, one thing I say about my baby Justice is she's a beacon of light, and she uplifts me. She say the darndest things at the right times. And she has a personality out of this world, and she always tell me, "Mommy, never, never, ever give up. Keep going. I don't care." And she just said that to us yesterday, and it was just kind of weird. I was like, "Oh, Justice." It was just shocking, because kids, they go off your energy, and they know what to say. So. Good.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad you came up here, because like I said, I've been reading a lot of these things in the news, so I might have had a different perception, but I also wanted to make sure that you had a chance to come up and clear up anything, because I also know how tough it can be as far as like what the news is saying. And then when I saw these emails that you were getting and these voicemails, I
It's
think,
real.
people don't understand. They'll act like things are good. There's no more
Yeah.
racism and we're on a level playing field. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And when you see stuff like this, you see how alive and thriving racism really is.
It is. It's still here.
No, that's not the issue with you. I agree, racism is still there, but that's not with her, because it was us riding her ass like a donkey. Okay, the community. So racism didn't play a part here. I'm not gonna let y'all run. I ain't gonna let them say that.
Here, and it hurts because you wouldn't think we would be going through this because it's the 21st century. We're going through the same thing that our ancestors went through, and it's sad to see it in the 21st century because you would think it's all over. So what I want people to know or take from this interview is that, hey, you need to get on board and help defend right. Don't sit here and let people just get dragged because, oh, that ain't my fight. It ain't your fight today, but it may be your fight tomorrow or in a year or your kid's fight. So that's why you're supposed to stop it now before it gets down 10 years later. And now you could have prevented what now your kid might go through because they might want to be a public service or might want to be a radio host or be anything. But you don't want them to have to go through them same burials. And that's what my goal is, to knock down a lot of things. Like you said, the person that's running for office, people don't know until you sit on this side of the fence. A lot of people would not withheld the storm like me because people not built for this. People would have been broke, been crumbled.
Yes, we would have, because we wouldn't have been under that pressure. The FBI, laundering money, keeping things under wrap, bullying fucking people. You know what I'm saying? All types of shit. We wouldn't be able to handle the shit you can. And I'm from Newark. I don't have the stamina you have, girl. I'm gonna give it to you. You like a stallion.
Would have been gone, all type of things. So a lot of people, especially women, give me a lot of strength by saying, I commend you on your fight against this, because I would have been quit. That's what a lot of people say. Right. So I just smile and say, hey, God didn't bring me this way, this far to leave me. So I'm gonna keep going. And I just stay prayed up. I keep him first. And he's been ordering my steps. And I love the fact that he gave me this opportunity, because without him, I would not have this opportunity to have 2 big seats and be a trendsetter and be a trailblazer. So I love that.
I have to ask, what do you do to take care of yourself? Like when you need a break for some self-care?
So my baby, he takes care of me. He makes sure that I'm good.
My Kamal.
I do a lot of massages. Got to decompress. I do a lot of that. and my daughter, I'm telling you, they're my biggest support, and my dad and my mom, of course. But that circle right there, they're my biggest support. They uplift me, and my team. Certain people on my team, they give me spiritual guidance. They pray over me. And also they always send me scripture, which I need. I love that.
Yeah, I always tell people the team is so important.
It is.
Like, you really got to pay attention to the team somebody has around them. That means a lot and says a lot too. So
Yep, and y'all already know what happened to her whole team around her. That's the end of the interview. We're gonna put the full interview under so y'all can actually watch it yourself. But y'all saw what happened to the team around her. One by one, they were knocked down. Starting with who was the first to go? Was it Lacey Lewis? And then it just Keith Freeman. Then we had come on, name them with me. Then we had Carmen Flip. It was Gonzalez, then Carmen. Then after Carmen, we had Jerry Jones saying, fuck it, I retired. Everybody, like, one by one. These are the people that was around her. Then who else we got now? That's just riding the bike, just riding around. He just going from person to group. Stan Brown. Y'all better get his ass out of there, because that was one of her main men from way back then. But this is what happened to the people around her. That's why it is true. Watch the people around you, see how they move. There's a lot of shucking and jiving that she did, and we filled in a lot of holes, because I ain't gonna let her talk shit. But what I will say is true is that we are the community that's supposed to stop things from happening now before it gets too bad. And that was one of the things I said about that caucus. That caucus ain't about Henyard. It was about the process. Her ass is out. So when the next caucus come, and if they don't like the person, that looks like that can happen again. It's a system error. Okay, it's a whole system error. So I do agree with stepping in, calling things for what it is, and correcting it. But that's not what she was doing at all. So with that goes to say, that was the 27-minute video. that is located on Cook County. We're going to put Cook County's YouTube page up here. I don't know this man, okay? I have to keep saying it because we deal with fickle people. You're like, oh, Grace is with this person. I don't know him. He's been coming in my feeds. It wasn't that many views. I was like, damn, let's watch this. So if y'all want to see what he got, I'm going to put his stuff down at the bottom because he does have some other stuff. I think he's the one that did the riding around in Dothan. Let me see. This was the one it was somebody that did a ride around in Dothan. But he has some things, and I concede. I don't know him. So y'all don't get on me about that. So this is what it is, y'all. We're going to end off with this just to let y'all know we'll be back tomorrow night. I will be doing what's going on in Dothan with the housing and roof program. Whatever information I have by tomorrow, I will disclose it. We're going to talk about it. See if we can expose Miss Alliston Kim, because that's the person who I was kind of honing in on in all these inspections. And I got all the inspections. Y'all know what? You're going to be mad at me. I'm going to look at that paper and I'm going to look for St. Patrick's, because every inspection that was passed and failed is on that damn paper. I'm just now, girl, we got the juice over here. So I'm going to check. Damn. And I'll talk about St. Patrick's. They won't be mad at me, but I'm telling the truth. It's for your protection. Anything can happen. And building could collapse. Asbestos could happen. All types of stuff. And we just want to make sure that that building is safe. Okay? It's more to it, but I do have the inspection reports. I just thought about that. So we're going to look and see how many times if St. Patrick's is on my inspection reports, they passed and failed. That'll be a little bit of part of tomorrow's video when we do the roofing program. So with that goes to say, this is my new theme. Check this out. Is this not Grace Levi, y'all? Y'all gotta love me. Let's go. Let's rock out on the way out the door.
Guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany A. Henyard, the people's mayor. So, you guys doing a lot of snitching.
Don't let my snitching fool you. I love a good jam. And I'm S-I-N-G-L-E again, outside hanging out the window with my wretched ass friend. Let's go!
Go, Karen.
Let's go!
Karen.
Don't let my snitching fool you.